Mustangs running unlimited power. Doing my thing.
I mean, where really should I even start? Because that was amazing. I don't think I have ever quite experienced something like that. I've been to a lot of sporting events, but basketball is always going to be more near and dear to my heart. My mom has taken me because she's the anthem singer for the Tampa Bay Lightning, so I've seen a couple of games there. I've seen some MLB games. I've been to a college football team game or two, but there was nothing quite like this atmosphere with Clemson going against the number 9 ranked Duke. And I'm not a fan of either team. I just live closer to the Clemson team, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes away from the stadium. And so it was the easy choice. I kind of been building up on this for a long time. Me and my buddies trying to figure out which games do we go to? And I was trying to see who was going to come into town. So who did I want to see in person? And right off the rip, I'm glad I got to see, I didn't get to talk to them or anything, but I got to see people like Carol Lawson, who's the Team USA coach as well, in person. And I got to see, the pregame dunk by Toby Fournier, which a lot of players that can do that. They do right before the game starts anyway. I got to see this Clemson team up close. I got to see Toby Fournier play and the rest of their team, but just Toby, it seemed very easy. It seemed for a while there like she was going to maybe get off to 20s, 30s, but it kind of brought me back to the fact that I still don't like the way that they deploy Toby. Their post play is not really strong, but I also don't like her in the post, and she is part of that post play thing. She can get to the basket. She can make moves around, make shots around the basket and things like that, but she's not a post player in my opinion. I feel like she needs to be utilized, like I said before, as a Kevin Durant-esque player where they're more on the wing in the mid-range. I feel like if she developed a mid-range bag to get to the mid-range, and then a little bit of a handle to create separation and then use her athleticism to get to the rim, I would like her game more because I think that's what her game's suited for. So I guess not like her game more. I think she'd have more success that way. I hate once these players hit 6'2" and so forth, they put them in a post position when I don't think that should be the case at all. I think you should recruit bigger players, post players, even if it's not necessarily somebody that's in her same height range, but somebody who's going to operate out of the post so that she doesn't have to. So she can operate more as a free safety on defense because of her length and athleticism to block shots. Or maybe you can play her at center in that situation, but as soon as she meets up against a stronger post player, then it's going to be kind of an issue, which I already saw with Clemson because Clemson, number 25, I forget her last name, she was a lot more solidly built than her, and she struggled with her in that game. Clemson's defense was really good. Their offense was the thing I had issue with. I took issue with. It was not a lot there for them. They don't have somebody who can create their own shot against a tough defense. I haven't seen them against teams that weren't like Duke, but watching them in person, they depend heavily on plays going correctly. And if they don't, there's a lot of standing around. There's a lot of, the shooters in corners and things like that. Whereas when they can get it off of defense, they thrive off the chaos. And so I think that's where their strength is they have a good defense. And, if they can get a turnover here or there, and get the ball going back in their direction, then you everything's up at that point. If the play breaks down is the problem because it's just who do I get it to? And there was a lot of possessions where they could have just made the extra pass or somebody could have just took the shot. And I think they started to do that towards the end of the game. And I understand now, why he put in, because there was a lineup you didn't see for the whole game that got put in towards the end. And that's when they started more so having success. Their seniors were a huge part of this game, not just because of senior afternoon or whatever, but just because they're a strong part of this team. And, I love the fact that no matter how many shots that Hannah Cone missed, she still took that last shot and she made it. And that shows just shoot or shoot. Doesn't matter how many you miss, you're going to make one. Jalen Green for the Suns just had a similar situation before where he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, but he hit the game winner. So it's just one of those things that everybody out there that's worried about, missed this shot, missed this shot, missed this shot, keep shooting, especially if the coaches, and your teammates are pumping you up and stuff. If they're not, it's kind of want to think about your situation anyway. But no, that was freaking amazing. The defense was really what kept them in the game. It's what held down Duke, because if they weren't going to be able to stop Toby, then the game would have got away a lot quicker. And her other teammates just weren't able to really put much in the basket. And so again, Clemson should be able to hang their hat on that defense and be happy with what they have, take that into the next 2 games or the last 2 games of the season and into the conference tournaments going forward, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, it was a great experience, great vibes. It was a little shaky in the beginning just because I've never had to go in the main way, because I've always been with my mom and her ability to get into places because of who she is in Florida. And so I've been able to go in the other ways that people get in, and not through the main exits and entrances like most people. And so that's my first time having my own ticket, coming in and trying to figure out what's going on. And that was a little crazy. It wasn't even crazy. It was a line of people and stuff like that, but there's just no, everybody spread off into different lines, and we're just who do we, how do we? And so we just kind of walked in and followed what everybody else was doing, and threw my stuff out of my pockets, ran through the security thing and grabbed my stuff just like the people before me, and then trying to figure out where we go to check in with our tickets and stuff like that. And my guy's ticket almost didn't scan, so it was rough. I think there was supposed to be free stuff too, but I think between all of that and standing outside in the cold for a little while, just kind of threw me off, which is, again, it's fine. I'm not a fan of Clemson anyway, so I don't need that, but it would have been kind of interesting to have something to commemorate it. But I have the program that they gave us, so I'm right on there, the score and who they beat, or I guess Duke is on the thing anyways, and I'm going to probably frame it or something like that, because that's pretty cool to see them accomplish such a feat in a game that I showed up for. Not saying it's because of me, but, other stuff that happened that was pretty cool was there's a guy, Carolina Mike, who was he was rapping his song, If I Had 150,000, which was, if y'all haven't seen that, I think y'all need to go see that. I'll probably put it on the screen or something like that. I don't want to take views away from this man, because he's been grinding and working hard and going to different arenas and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just let y'all go find him. I'm gonna put it's Carolina Mike if you search him anywhere, but I'll put his link or have him at the end of the video and stuff like that. But it was a little catchy song. I enjoyed myself for sure. But yeah, I didn't really see too many. I was hoping to see more variants in the shoes and stuff like that, but I only just saw a pair of Jaws. Everybody else was kind of wearing, to me, regular Nikes, besides I want to say 31 on Clemson, and she had the half and half pink colored shoes. But other than that, it was pretty cool. Nice seats, great seats. We figure out we want to get, I think the perfect spot to be in as a at a basketball game is on the sides and toward the middle. We didn't really get the middle this time. We kind of just found a spot and took it for the most part, as long as it was close. Nobody in front of us, so nobody can stand up in front of me or us and stuff like that. But I think the next time we go, or next time I go anywhere, actually, I'm going to work on, you got basket here, and try to get in the middle, and maybe not courtside, but couple of, maybe not even a couple rows back, 6 or 7 rows back, so it's elevated enough so you can see everything. And like I said, nobody can stand up in front of you and stuff. Now, would I want courtside seats? Yeah, but I think the next couple of things that I want to go do and see, I'm not going to be able to get courtside seats unless something changes, because even Upshot, I think those courtside seats are already sold. So I'm looking at a area that I want to be in that's still similar to what I'm talking about, but I just got to hope that nobody buys it before I'm able to get that ticket for those spots, and then obviously figure out hotels and stuff like that. But right now, that probably is going to be the next thing I'm able to do live-wise, unless I get a random hair and I'm just able to go see the last couple of rounds of a tournament, like the ACC tournament or the SEC tournament, depending on where that is. Because I think the ACC tournament is in Georgia, and I don't know where the SEC tournament is, and those would be probably the closest two that I could do without having heavy travel and having to spend more money on other stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it. If you haven't, I would suggest going to live. It's different than just watching everything on a computer screen, a phone screen, a TV screen. But yeah. That was amazing. Really, really, really cool. But now we're back to Unrivaled, so see y'all on the next one.
I play for hours. Coldest thing running, unlimited power.